So this is an attempt to help you prep for your test, and what I'm going to do is put some videos together and try to give you some practice and some understanding on what's going on with images and how to get through them. And the more we practice between now and test, the better you'll be. And so by putting them in videos, you can do it on your own time, and then if you have questions for me later, you can ask them, and I think this might help out. To start off here, if you look here on the left, I have an image. This is actually a 9-pixel image. It's 3 pixels wide, 1, 2, 3, and it's 3 pixels tall, 1, 2, 3. In fact, if you look down here, it's telling you how much the magnification. Now, this is a image editing software I have called Fireworks, and so I'm just creating the images there. But this thing is magnified 6,400 times, 6,400 times bigger than it usually is. If I go here and take it back to its normal size, 100% magnification, you can see it's these little cluster of dots here in the middle of the page. I tell you that to say that, a lot of times in class they talk about pixels, but you don't really ever see them. These are pixels. They're just enlarged real hard. So each one of these is a pixel. And so this image has 9 total pixels in it. The way I believe it's going to be done is this is pixel 1, this is pixel 0, this is pixel 1, pixel 2, pixel 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Okay, so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to type in some code and just to sort of show you the color of each pixel. So we'll get into the practice stuff in a minute. I just want to give you a little bit of explanation and go a little bit more in depth and take it a little slowly. So I'm going to write a function here. In fact, let me go and edit this so that the font is a little bit bigger. Let's go to 18. Okay. All right. So we're going to create a function. Def. I'm going to call it print pixel color. Now I want you to understand what's going on here. It's going to take in a picture, so we have to give it a picture, and I'm going to call that pic. Yeah, let's make colon. All right, colon. Then what I want to do, the first thing I'm going to do is explore the picture. So let's go in here and explore the pic. All right, so I'm going to save this. It's going to ask me to save it somewhere. I'm going to save it over here in exam prep 2. I'm going to put, I'm going to call this file prep1, prp01, okay, .py. All right, and so I saved it. Now I load it, and then I'm going to run this. I'm going to have to give it a picture. I'm going to give it this picture. The name of this picture is 3x3. So first thing I'm going to do is set the media path so that it knows what directory I'm looking in. And so right now it's looking in my homework 8 directory, and that's not where my image is. So it'll give me an error if I execute from there. So I'm going to now come over here to my exam prep 2, which is where all my images are, and that's the path I'm going to open. So now it has set the path or the right folder to this, and so now it knows where to find the files that I'm referring to. So now once I do that, then I can come in here and say the name of the function, which is print pixel color, and then I've got to give it a picture. So I've got to make a picture out of the file, and I'm going to give it the file name, which the file name is 3x3.png. Okay, and that should do it. So now I've given print pixel color a picture because I've made a picture out of this file. Okay, and what it's going to do is it's going to allow us to explore the picture. So we do a lot of, in class homework, there's a lot of show, which just shows the image, but explore lets us do a little bit more in terms of looking at the image. So I hit enter, and this is the explore window. It's like the show window, but it's got this X and Y, so it allows us to get location. And so I just want to look at this so that we can explore the picture, because this is the picture that we put in down here, and this is what the program is seeing. Okay, so let's go zoom in 500 times, and so you can see there's the image right there. It's just small, but it's there. And if you look right now If I click on different parts, you can see it's giving me the XY values and the color of each part. So notice how when I click on these different pieces, these 9 different pixels, it gives me the information about the pixels. Now this would work for a 9 pixel image or a 9 million pixel image, but it's just this is easier for us to deal with because it's smaller. Okay, so if you notice here, this red pixel, this pixel here, has coordinates 0x, 0y. The green pixel, I clicked on that. So each pixel has 5 pieces of information. It has an x coordinate, a y coordinate, a red channel value, a green channel value, and a blue channel value. The x coordinate goes from 0 to 1 minus the width. So it goes from 0, 1, 2, because you start at 0, so it's 1 minus the width. And it goes from 0 to 1 minus the height, because 0, 1, 2. The height is 3, but it's 1 minus because you start counting at 0. Okay? So those are the x and y coordinates. The red channel can have a value from 0 to 255. 0 meaning no red, 255 meaning all red, or the highest amount of red you can get. Green has a value from 0 to 255, and blue has a value from 0 to 255. So each pixel has 5 pieces of information. Its x and y coordinate, its red value, its green value, and its blue value. And the red, green, and blue make the color. The x and y tell you where the pixel is in the image. So here, the red pixel is at coordinate 0, 0. If I click on the green pixel here, it's at coordinate 1 in the x direction, because x goes left to right and y goes up from top to bottom. So this is 1x and 0y, because you're in the 0y row. If I go over to the blue one, it's in 2, 0. If I go to the yellow one, it's in 0, 0 in the x direction, 1 in the y direction. If I go to the cyan, it is 1 in the x direction, 1 in the y direction. The magenta is 2 in the x direction, 0, 1, 2, 1 in the y direction, 0, 1. The white one is 0 in the x direction, 2, 1, 0, 1, 2 in the y direction. The gray is 1, 0, 1 in the x direction, 0, 1, 2 in the y direction. And the black is 2, 0, 1, 2 in the x direction, and 0, 1, 2 in the y direction. So that gives you an idea of how things are located, how they're counted. Okay. You also noticed here, as I click through, the RGB values were changing. So let's look at the simple RG values. Red, the brightest red you can get, is all 255 red on the red color channel, nothing on the green color channel, nothing on the blue. Green is nothing on the red, all 255 on the green, nothing on the blue. Blue, this one over here, is nothing on the red, nothing on the green, everything on the blue. Yellow is a combination of red and green. Now, don't let your kindergarten mixing paint colors confuse you. Paint colors are different than light colors, and here we're mixing light. And so when you mix red and green light, you actually get the color yellow. And there's no blue in this yellow. Next, if you mix no red, all green, all blue, you get cyan. If you mix all red, no green, all blue, you get magenta. If you mix all red, all green, all blue, you get white. It's like turning everything all the way up. If you mix the equal amount of all three, you get gray. So it's just the lower this number is, the darker it is. But if all three are the same value, you'll get some shade of gray, whether it be light or dark. And then black is no red, no green, no blue. All right, so that gives you the basic color scheme. Now you can stop this video, rewind it, make this make sense to yourself. Okay, so that's the point, and that's why I'm doing the videos here. Okay, the other thing I want to note is I'm going to now, in the code, print out all the RGB values of each pixel, because I think it will help you sort of understand as we move forward here. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to come here. I'm still going to take in the picture, and I'm going to do the explore box, and that's what that does. That's the box I just was in. Now I'm going to loop through every pixel and image. So I'm going to make a loop, and it's going to go through every pixel in this image, right? So I'm going to say for pix, which is a variable, in get pixels. So it's going to get all the pixels in the picture. So this is the picture, and it's going to grab all the pixels every time through the loop. The first time through, it's going to grab this one. The second time through, it's going to grab this one. The next time through, it's going to grab this one. So it's going to do it 9 times, and each time through, pix, P-I-X, is going to be each one of these pixels successively. So it's going to go through the loop 9 times, and each time through, pix is going to be each successive pixel, right? And what we're going to do is we're going to look at that pixel and print out its color. Okay, print out its red, green, and blue values. So we're going to print. We're going to print red equals. So this is going to be the amount of red, and I'm going to have to concatenate, which means I'm going to have to build this whole string together. So I'm just going to go red equals. Then I've got to put the amount of red. Well, to get the amount of red in a pixel, you type in get red and the pixel name. So this is going to get the amount of red in a pixel. Now, the only caveat is going to return it as a number, and I need it because I'm sticking it together with a string. I need it to be a string, so I have to do this str thing around it to make it a string so that everything will work out well. Okay, now I'm going to get the amount of I'm going to get the amount of green. And I'm going to do the same thing here, but I'm going to get the amount of green. So I'm going to say, get green from the pixel. I'm sorry. And then I have to convert that to a string beforehand as well. Let me make this a little wider, so we'll get the whole thing in. And then plus, and then the amount of blue, and then get blue, which gets the amount of blue in a pixel. And once again, I have to do the str thing around there to make it all work fine. Okay, so this is my code, and what it's going to do is go through each pixel, and it's going to tell me the amount of red, green, and blue in each pixel. And then we're going to compare it to what we got in Explore to make sure we're on track here. So I save it, I load it, and then I run it. So let's look here. So this is what got printed. So let's look and see. Let me enlarge this again. Let's go into the Explorer and zoom. Okay, so the first pixel had all red, no green, no blue. Well, that's true. 0, 0 had all green, no red. Excuse me, all red, no green, no blue. All red, no green, no blue. So that one's right. Now let's go to the next pixel. It had 0 red, all green, no blue. So 0 red, all green, no blue. So it went. So the for loop took us to the red pixel first, then the green pixel. The next one is the blue pixel. 0 red, 0 green, all blue. That's the same thing we have up here. The next one was the yellow, which was all red, all green, no blue. The next one is cyan, which is no red, all green, all blue. Next one is magenta, all red, no green, all blue. Next one's white, all red, all green, all blue. By all I mean 255, because that's the highest value. The next one is gray, which is this equal amount of red, equal amount of green, equal amount of blue. And this is sort of in the middle, 153. So you get a middle gray there. And then the last one's black, no red, no green, no blue. So what I'm trying to illustrate here is this for loop goes through the picture one pixel at a time, and each time through the loop it makes pix each pixel. And then PIX becomes that pixel, and then you can get the amount of red or set the amount of red. You can get the amount of green, set the amount of green, get the amount of blue, set the amount of blue, or just get the color of that pixel or set the color of that pixel. So this is what we're using to navigate all of the pixels in an image. And so this is a long example, and I hope the rest of the videos aren't 15 minutes long. But I'm trying to set a base so that when we start doing these things like 4-pix and get pixels, it makes more sense and you're prepared for the test. So first video down. Now I'm going to make some more, and we're going to do some practice. I'm going to propose some problems and expect you to code them. All right, so end the first video, and then we'll get to the second one.